What's going on, guys? Welcome back. It is August 9th. It's a little after 5 o'clock in the morning. Going to be looking for some largemouth, potentially some smallmouth. Primarily going for largemouth. Going to be looking to get them on topwater first thing this morning. I have a couple topwaters rigged up. I have a couple topwater poppers. I have an inline buzzbait. I have a fluke that I may run subsurface. I have a hollow body frog in case the fish are up in the lily pads. Then once the day moves on a little bit, I plan on maybe trying some crankbaits, see how that goes, see if I can get some fish out a little deeper. Surprisingly cold this morning. It was 42 degrees when I started. It's foggy, little wind, maybe a mile or two an hour. Hopefully it'll be a good morning. I'm gonna see if we can get some fish. Alright, a little more than a ripple down here than I wanted. I was hoping for it to be a little calmer. I can't really see the weed bed I was looking for. I'm going to start with a buzzbait this morning. Not sure if I'm a little far out. There's a deep weed bed out here I was planning on hitting. There's a fish. Just a little guy off the buzzbait. And he just popped it off. Alright, so that was a good sign. Even though that was a little fish, he came up for the buzzbait there. Alright, so I'm anchored out. I really can't see this weed line I want to fish. I don't want to get on it and spook the fish at all, so. Oh, first cast on the topwater popper. I cast it over there with a buzzbait and fish didn't want any part of it. So maybe they want them just kind of sitting. That fish hit it on the paws. I think we have a decent bass. Yeah, this feels like a decent fish. Oh, nice bass. Real nice bass. All right, so first cast with a topwater popper. Got a nice bass on. He's only got one treble hook in him, and he could toss me. He's not quite as big as I thought he was. He's probably 3.5. I don't want him thrashing by the boat because I think he'll toss the hook. He's only got one of them treble hooks. Nice bass. Great bass to start the morning with. Hit that when that popper was paused. I tossed that buzzbait right through that area and didn't get anything. But he came off that topwater popper there, orange belly. He hit it like a freight train. He came right up and smashed it. It's not exactly ideal topwater conditions. Just enough of a ripple that I think it could throw off the topwater bite. Oh, fish came up for it. It's another thing that's hard with the little ripple is you can't see the fish surface at it quite as good like that one. Oh, he got it. Oh, that feels like a decent fish. I don't know if that's the same fish that initially hit it or a different one, but that one again, I just barely saw that thing roll at it. He didn't even hit it enough so I heard the rattles on this thing. Again, this feels like a nice fish. I haven't actually seen it yet. He's actually going right towards my anchor line, which I really don't want him to. Yeah, run that way, buddy. Run that way all you want. This fish hasn't jumped yet, which makes me think it's probably a decent one. Nope, you don't need to go to my rope there. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Oh, nope, you can stay down. I think we may have a little better of a fish than last time. Nope, you don't need to jump. You don't need to jump. Same thing, this thing just has it by the rear treble. Much better fish. Much better fish. That thing's an absolute tank. That thing is a brute of a fish. I'm only about 10 minutes in, I've caught these two beautiful fish. Same thing with this one. I'm not sure if this one hit, then came back a couple pops later and hit it, but something hit just before this fish, and this one hit about 10 feet after that one. That's a brute of a fish. Love that early morning topwater bites. You get into fish like that. That fish came off of that same topwater. What I'm doing is I'm running a 20-pound braid to a 15-pound copolymer leader. I'm using P-line, which is a copolymer, and seems like it's doing pretty good on these fish so far. Just little subtle bumps though. These fish aren't really hammering this topwater. Oh, another nice one. That one came right out. Hit like a whale. Alright, I don't have control of this fish yet. He's kind of coming right towards me. It looked like a decent fish when that fish came out of the water. He jumped right out of the water after it. Again, hit it on the paws. These fish haven't hit at all with this bait actually moving. Kind of the same cadence he hit after a couple pops. I haven't had one of these actually hit when I was walking this topwater. They've been hitting when it's been paused. I haven't actually got a good look at this fish, but he is, yeah, it's a little guy, 2-pound range. Still a good fish. He flew right out of the water at that, right lateral over the water and hit this. That same topwater. All right, let's see. Still can't see that weed line. Even though I'm hitting these fish, I still can't see the weed line like I would like to. I would just be able to set up a little better on these fish, and it's just enough of a ripple that I can't see it. All right, I gotta find these weeds a little better. I'm in them right here, but this is pretty much the weeds I've already fished, so I gotta find them. I gotta find them a little better. See, this is part of the line I want to fish. It's coming down just enough where I can just start to see that weed line. Nice foggy morning. There we go, little guy. Little guy. Thank you, little man, or a little lady. Just a little guy. Oh, got him. I thought I missed that fish. Oh, that is a tank. That is a tank. Sorry, guy. I underestimated you. So just getting ready to say this was a small fish, and this thing launched out of the water. This is a nice fish. I'm not sure what range it's in yet because I just saw it jump, and sometimes when they jump they look bigger than they actually are. Same thing, hit when it paused. These fish have not hit at all when this popper's been walking. All these fish up to now have come off of deep weed beds. I'm about 50 yards offshore, anywhere from 30 to 50 yards offshore. In about 10 feet of water, just fishing some deep cabbage weeds. All right, buddy, are you ready to go? Not quite as big as I thought when he jumped. Still a nice fish though, nice healthy fish. Hit it on the pause. So that's kind of been the pattern for this morning. These fish have not been wanting to hit it when it's been walking. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. This morning they just happen to not want to. It's the second fish. Another little baby. A for effort, little guy. A for effort. Keep up with that attitude. The sun is on his way. I got probably another 20 minutes before the sun's up on the tree line behind me there. Hoping the fog, if that sticks around, that will help save the morning bite a little bit. This is really a pretty good weed bed I'm fishing here. I mean, this thing goes for probably a couple hundred yards, and I've only fished maybe 30 yards of it. All right, so can't see it on this camera, but the sun is up over this tree line, and thinking I'm going to either throw the fluke or turn around and hit a different part of this cove here. I may try the shoreline that's actually shaded, because I think my topwaters may be getting a little too much sun over there. All right, so even over here on the shaded shoreline, this topwater bite is pretty much dying off. I fished for about 15 minutes and haven't even got a strike over here. I swapped colors on my topwater. I'm actually using just a subsurface kind of wake bait, crankbait right now. Using that as kind of like a topwater. Reeling this in slow. I have a small popper. I decreased the size of my popper and changed color a little bit. I'm gonna try that in a couple casts, see if that makes a difference. But I'm thinking the topwater bite is pretty well done for the morning. All right, folks, we're gonna wrap it up there for the topwater video. I'm not done for the morning. I'm still gonna fish. I'm gonna fish the spinnerbait for a while. Then once the sun comes up, I'm gonna try some crankbait, maybe if I have time. Oh, there's a fish off the spinnerbait. First cast. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I'll try some crankbaiting if I have time. But I'm gonna fish this. Oh, get off them rocks! Get off them rocks! It's a decent fish. Kind of right in a rock pile, which makes me nervous. All right, that's basically the first cast with a spinnerbait. Nice fat, healthy fish. All right, kind of lost what I was saying. Basically what I'm getting at, I'm gonna get all the top water in one video, and whatever I get from this point on, I'm gonna get another video. I think if I combined everything, it'd be too long. Great topwater bite overall. The key was they were hitting it on the pause. Fish, they weren't hitting it at all when I was walking it. They would only hit it when I was having that paused. Got in some good fish. Got one that was right around 4 pounds, a couple in the 3 range, and it's pretty much steady action. I fished for just about an hour and 10 minutes with topwater, and did pretty well overall. So we're gonna wrap this one up, and we'll see you guys on the next one.